Hello everybody, my name is Joe Carter and today I'm going to be demonstrating a patrol playthrough for my new print and play game Iron Coffins. It's a U-boat solitaire game, print and play, and if you haven't seen the first video I recorded, in that video I explain the basics of the components and what they do, basically. So if you haven't seen that video, you might want to watch that video first before you watch this video. So I'm going to go ahead and play through a single patrol. And right now, our next patrol is going to be October 1940. This will be our third patrol. On our last patrol, we only sank a single small cargo ship for 2,000 tons. So we're going to go ahead and we're at our base in France. We're going to go ahead and enter the Bay of Biscay, and we will roll on in our tables book on 1 time per travel zone. We're going to roll on table A2. Random event. Okay. No random event. We have about a 5% chance of random event per travel zone. No event. We're going to go ahead and go to table B1, Bay of Biscay, transit, enemy aircraft encounter. We're going to roll for enemy aircraft encounter in the Bay of Biscay. Okay, we rolled a 4, no encounter, and we're going to roll for enemy escort encounter, no convoy, just encounter. We rolled a 1, no encounter. So that's it for this. Okay, I didn't roll for weather actually, but that doesn't, okay. We rolled a 6, it would be good weather. Okay, that turn is finished. We move into the transit zone on our way to the North Atlantic patrol area. We're going to go back to table A2 for random event. No random event. And we're going to go ahead and go down to weather, A3. Okay, we rolled an 8 with modifiers. That would be poor weather. Maybe rain. A little bit rough seas. We're going to go to B1 for, we're in the transit zone, so we're going to go and roll for enemy aircraft encounter. Okay, no enemy aircraft encounter. And we're going to go ahead and roll for enemy escort encounter. Nothing. We will not encounter convoys in the Bay of Biscay or transit zones, travel zones. Okay, that turn ends. We go into North Atlantic Patrol Box 1. We're going to go back to random event again. No random event. Okay, we're going to roll for weather, 6. Okay, we have good weather, 5, 4. And we're going to skip these two because we're now in the patrol area. We're going to go to B3. And I'm not going to show you these tables every time. I'll show you the new ones I use one time, and then I'm going to just read off what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to B3 for enemy aircraft encounter. Okay, we rolled a 10, which means that we have encountered an enemy aircraft. We're going to go ahead and go to Note A to see what type of aircraft it is. Okay, it's a 4. We got a Sunderland. This is our Sunderland patrol aircraft, British patrol aircraft. And he spotted us and he's going to attack. And then we got to go to Note B to see his skill level. Oh, we rolled a 10, elite. He's an elite skill level, which is pretty good. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and go to We're going to go to note C to see if it's a day or night attack. And it is a day attack. So we turn this to day. And we're going to go ahead and go to table D1 for aircraft attack. And we're going to roll a 1d20. Here, we're going to see if we successfully dive or not before he attacks us, or whether he misses us and we remain on the surface, or if he actually hits us and we could not dive. So we're going to go and roll. Oh, we rolled an 18. He's a Hudson. No, he's a Sunderland. So it's a 20. Yeah, 5 hits. Wow. Okay. Okay. Actually, no, that's... let me see here. Just 1 second. Okay. Yeah, he scored 5 hits on us. That's that's not good. So we're going to go ahead and roll on table D1, note A, 5 times to see if we got any hull damage. Actually, I'm going to, for the sake of gameplay, this is just a demo video, so I'm going to roll again just for demonstration, so I can demonstrate an attack on a convoy. Okay, we rolled a 7. And actually, no. You know what? I'm going to demonstrate. This is a fate counter. I'm going to use this because that was a very bad hit on us. I'm going to use this counter, and that gives us a free reroll. Okay, we rolled an 8, and yeah, okay, he missed, and then actually we spotted him when we were able to dive before he could attack us. So that encounter is over, finished. We did use this expensive. This is worth 10 bonus points. These are very expensive. So the encounter's finished. We spotted him before he could attack us. Luckily. And so that's finished. So we go ahead and go to table enemy escort encounter. And we're on table B4, North Atlantic. Okay, 8 and 7. No, nothing. Okay. Oh, 7, 8. Okay, because we did have an enemy aircraft encounter, so that's a +1 modifier, but still no enemy escort. So we're going to go ahead and go to table B5 for North Atlantic enemy convoy encounter. Okay, we rolled a 7. Good weather. Okay, we have encountered a convoy. So we're going to go ahead and go to note A to see how many ships there are. Okay. We rolled 16. And there are 4 ships, 1 escort. So we're going to go to note B and C. We're going to roll for the type of escort, whether it's a corvette or a destroyer. And it's a destroyer, unfortunately. They're a little bit tougher. So we put our destroyer counter, the escort box, And we're going to go ahead and roll 4 times to see what type of ships we have. Because there's 4 ships. We rolled a 1 and a 12. That's a 1d20. Okay, we rolled a small cargo. We're going to put him here for ship 1. And 12 is a medium cargo ship. He's ship number 2. And we're going to roll 2 more times. Oh, 17 and a 20. Okay, we got 2 tankers. Wow, lucky. If you roll a 17 through 20, that's a tanker. Wow, those were lucky rolls. Okay, so we go to the we go and roll again. 2d10. We're going to roll 1d10 for each tanker. See if it's small, medium, or large. We rolled a 4 and a 2. Let's see. Unfortunately, they're both small tankers, but that's okay. They're better than nothing. Tankers are always good targets, juicy targets. So we got a small tanker. Where are you? There's 1 small tanker. And 1 more small tanker. There it is. Okay, that's our 4 ships plus the escort. And now we're going to go ahead and roll for... Let me go ahead and mark these down on our... This is our enemy ship card that we track the ship damage from the convoy ship damage or single ship. So we got 1 small cargo. We'll mark S cargo number 1. Number 2 is another small cargo. Number 3 is a small tanker. And number 4 is a small tanker. Okay, now we need to roll to see how many damage points each. Not damage, how many tons each ship is. So we're going to go down to, for the first ship, is a small cargo. We're going to go ahead and roll for... on note C, table B5 note C, we're going to go ahead and roll 1d12 to see how many tons he is. Oh, we rolled 11. That's nice. Mm, 3750. 3,750 tons for the first small cargo ship. Okay, and then cargo ship number 2, we're going to roll... Oh, actually, it's a medium cargo. I did a small. Actually, it's a medium. There we go. And we're going to roll for his tonnage. Oh, we rolled it. Okay, we rolled a 10, which is good. And that's for medium. That would be note E. And a 10, which would be 6,500. Wow, 6,500 tons. That's pretty good. And we're going to go ahead and roll for the small tankers. Okay, we're going to go to the small ship note, which is D. We rolled an 8, and he's 3,000 tons. 3,000 ton small tanker, that's pretty good. And we're going to roll for the... good, we rolled a 10. We're getting some good rolls here. That's another small ship. That's a tanker. 3,500 tons. Okay, now we know the tonnage for each ship. And we're going to have to now roll for skill level for each ship. We're going to go and roll for the destroyer. He's an elite. Wow. Okay, we rolled a 10. He's a tough one. I don't know if we're going to survive this. And we're going to go and roll for the first 2 cargo ships. We rolled a 7 and a 10, which means the first one is also an elite cargo ship crew, which is going to make it a little harder to hit him with our torpedoes. But we're not going to target him, I think. And then we're going to have an average medium cargo ship. Okay, we rolled it. I keep rolling 10s. Let me, like I'm not shaking these well enough. Okay. Okay, roll a 5 and a 6. And we have 2 average for the average crew skills for the tankers. All right, that's set up. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to note J to see the encounter time, whether it's day or night. Okay, it's night, so night is always the best time to attack. If it's day, you can attack during the day submerged, or you can try to follow the convoy, shadow the convoy, and attack at night. If it's a night attack, you can attack surfaced or submerged. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to note B6. Water depth is automatically deep because it's the North Atlantic patrol zone. These 4 are North Atlantic. And if it's transit, there's a 50% chance it's deep or shallow. And if it's a Bay of Biscay, it's always shallow. This is the deep mat, and then they flip it over. There's a shallow mat on the back. So let's see. This is enemy encounter procedures. They're escorted. We're going to choose our attack type depending on the weather. We're going to do a surface attack, night attack. And then these are obtainable attack ranges depending on the weather. You cannot choose your attack range unless you get a good roll, die roll. So we have good weather. We can try to attack close, medium, or long range, depending on our dice roll. Okay, we rolled a 10. And we're doing night surface, so a 9. And a command skill point, we have 5. So that's -1 per command skill point. Okay, it's a 4. And then 1940, it's a 3. But he is an elite escort, so it's a +2, so it's a 5. So we can choose either medium or long range. We could not get close enough to do close range attack, which I wasn't planning on anyway, so that's okay. We can choose medium or long. We're going to choose medium range. Close range night surface attack is pretty much suicidal. I don't recommend doing it. You do have a better chance of hitting him with your torpedoes, but it's extremely risky if you have to roll for a pre-detection check, and you cannot attack if you are detected. So we can launch our torpedoes from medium range without rolling for that check. You have to forgive me. I'm losing my voice. I tried to record this video earlier, and the camera was all screwed up, and I wasted an hour and a half recording the video, and then afterwards I realized that I could not use it, so I'm re-recording this video again. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to choose medium attack range. Okay, we're going to do surface. Water depth is deep. It is nighttime. We change it to night. Good weather. Medium attack range. And now we choose our targets. These are our bow torpedo tubes. This is our stern. We can launch all of them during the same combat round. We cannot do deck gun attack if there are escorts. If it's escorted, you can't do that. So you can only do torpedo attacks and then dive. So we're going to go ahead and, of course, we're going to go ahead and attack the tankers. Those are the best targets. We're going to do 2, and we're going to go ahead and use this G7A steam torpedo. We'll have one steam torpedo on each, targeting each tanker. Okay, that's all 5. So now we go ahead and go to table C2 for attack, to roll for, see if each one hit or not. So we'll go ahead and start with ship number 3 and see if the torpedoes hit. And you'll notice that there's also a torpedo and deck gun attack box for the escort. I removed this rule for the time being, that you cannot attack escorts, to simplify gameplay. I may add that rule back in later, but I'm not sure. But I went ahead and left the box on the mat just in case. But as it is now, you cannot attack escorts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go to C2, and we're going to roll for the we'll roll for the G7Es, the electrics first. Okay, rolled an, let's see, rolled an 8 and a 7, and we have the TDC skill, crew skill, which is 5. So we get a +1 per that, and these are average skills, and they are small, so we get a -1 small target, -1 modifier. Let's see, G7E, we get a -2, so it's a -3, and no damage to the U-boat. Okay, we get a -3, but a +5, so it's a +2, and then Knight +2, it's a +4. So we got 2 hits, which is good. But now we have to roll again to see if they exploded or were duds. Okay, I rolled a 6 and a 7. Okay. Yeah, they're tankers, so there's an increased risk, increased chance of critical hit on note B. So we got 2 critical hits. Boom, boom. They ignited the oil. Obviously, it just detonated. So these torpedoes are gone. They both detonated, exploded. And we're going to go ahead and roll for ship damage now. Probably put them under, probably sank, but we have to roll. We're going to roll 1d20 times 2 times. 2d20. And we're going to roll 1d20 for systems damage and 1d20 for flooding damage. So there's a good chance he's sunk. Wow. We rolled, let me show you that. I rolled a 20 and an 18. He is sunk. Completely exploded and went down. We did waste 3 torpedoes on him. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but the 3rd torpedo obviously is gone, so that's okay. Okay, he's sunk, so we can, what was that, ship 3, 3,000 tons, he's sunk. We don't even have to mark off the boxes. Normally you would mark off these boxes. This is systems, this is flooding. And if the systems is maxed out and it goes over, any additional systems becomes flooding. And then if the flooding maxes, and of course the systems, if it's maxed, he is disabled. He's not moving. And then if the flooding gets maxed, it's he's sunk. So he's sunk automatically. Massive explosion. And okay, so he goes down. Now we're going to go ahead and roll for these 2 torpedoes. Now, I didn't explain something to you. I'll go back. I kind of jumped ahead, but I went ahead and did the attack. But you're supposed to go ahead and set the depth. So basically, you launch your torpedoes and dive immediately. Depending on the range that you launch your torpedoes, that's the starting depth before the escorts start searching for you, because you have more time the farther away you are to start diving. Let me double check to make sure this camera's still recording. After an hour and a half last time, I don't want that to happen again. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and roll for these 2 torpedoes. Probably going to hit, hopefully. Okay, we roll 2 7s, and yeah, I'm pretty sure they already hit. -2 is a 5, and small ship is a 4. But we got +5 TDC. It's a 9. Knight is a +1. It's a 10. Okay, barely hit. 2, they both hit. Now let's see if they detonate, if they explode, or if they're duds. There's a 30% chance that they're dud torpedoes. Okay, they both exploded, a 5 and a 7. 1 detonates, and then the second is a critical hit and a massive explosion. So we're going to go ahead and roll for this one first. We'll say this is the critical hit. The critical hit, we're going to again roll 2d20. Okay, rolled a 7 and a 13. The 13 is systems. So there's 10. He's disabled. Wait, that's tanker 4. Let me go back here. Oh, that's right. Okay. He's disabled at 10. And then +3, because that's over the max for flooding. And it becomes flooding. And then 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, he's sunk. Kaboom. Okay, wow, we just sank 2 small tankers. Just ignited that oil. Wow, they both went down quickly. We don't even have to roll for the second torpedo because he's sunk. That's that. Now comes the interesting part. I should have shown you this before we launched our torpedoes, but that's okay. You launch them but you have to go ahead and set your depth and oxygen. So we did a medium range surface night surface attack. So we go to note C, and we set the depth to level 1. We dove just 1 depth level, and then the oxygen level drops to 11, just 1. Okay. Now, the interesting part, the escort is going to hunt us, try to detect and sink us with his depth charges. So we can no longer attack any of these. Let me remove these. These are sunk. We can no longer attack any of these other remaining ships unless you reacquire the convoy later. You have to re-roll for the new ships in the convoy, because there's a whole bunch of ships, not just these. Okay, we're going to go ahead and write these down on our patrol log. We just sunk 6,500 tons, so we got 2 small tankers. We're going to write S tanker, and then the tonnage is, the first one is 3,000 tons, and then the second tanker, 3,500 tons. Now, I did not include the names of the ships and stuff. That's beyond the scope of the game. I didn't want to go there. If you want to add your own house rule and create your own list of historical ships for the sizes, please feel free to do so. But I did not leave that. I did not include that rule in the game. So you can like create your own little add-on if you want. But I'm figuring most players don't care about recording the names of the ships that they sank. I could be wrong, but that was my choice. So those ships are sunk. We got credit for those. And now we are at depth level 1, and the escort is going to start searching for us. So we go ahead and go to the table E1. Now this is considered the first combat round, so we cannot change depth levels during the first combat round. We're already at 1. That's considered the depth level change. You can't do it again the first round. It says right here. So we're going to go ahead and skip these. And okay, our oxygen is already -1. Okay, and yeah, there's also a note here. It says skip the first combat round for oxygen. So we skip this. Silent running, we're going to go ahead and we actually also you can't do silent running if it's the first combat round. So you can't do silent running the first combat round, and you skip the extra oxygen and depth level changes because it's already tells you what to do. Here, this is already calculated. So, but we are going to do silent running. Yes. Okay, there's no repairs taking place or flood damage control or drain pump is turned off. So no problems there. Now, we're going to go ahead and roll for, we're going to skip repairs because there's no damage. And crew recovery, there's no crew wounds. And no flood damage control because there's no hull damage, no flooding. So we're going to go ahead and go to table E9. See if he detects us. He's an elite, so we're going to have a difficult time. Okay, we rolled a 5. Okay, we're detected. So we're going to, if we're undetected, that means no detection, that means we escape. The encounter ends. Then we can try to reacquire the convoy, and you have to re-roll for new ships again. But it's the same convoy. So we're going to go ahead and go to table E10 for the attack. Roll 1d20. Now we have modifiers for depth level. We're only at depth level 1. We're still very shallow. And we do not have any hydrophone skill points. So hydrophone's skill point, crew skill points, decreases the chance of being hit by depth charges. Because you're kind of like dodging, speeding up and slowing down. He's listening very closely. So we have like no skill points for that. So that's too bad. Okay, we rolled, let's see. We have no systems damage. Attack. Okay. Yeah, we rolled a 19. And we have, let's see here. We have 1, if we have 5 command skill points. So that's a -1 modifier. And that's our only minus modifier. Oh, we get this, so it's a -2. But we get a +2 because he's an elite. So it's 18. That's 3 hits on us. He just pounded us with his depth charges. So we have to go ahead and go down to note A. We're going to have to roll through each one of these notes because we were hit per hit. We were hit. So we have to roll 1d10 for the first hit. You know, you can keep track of each hit. Maybe just create your own little counters or whatever. But let's see. So that's 3 hits. We're going to go ahead and roll U-boat systems. Okay, for hull damage, there's a 20% chance of 1 hull damage point. No hull damage, thank God. You do not want to get hull damage because then you have to roll for flooding every time as long as you're submerged because it's damaged and the water is coming in. You have to do flood damage control. You can't do silent. You can do silent running, but then the flood level will increase automatically. One point damage point per combat round if you don't do silent running. I mean, if you don't do flood damage control or have the pump turned on. Okay, we go to note B. I'm losing my voice. Please bear with me. Okay, we rolled a 10 for U-boat systems damage. That means we sustained 2 damage points of systems damage. That's not good. Really shook up our U-boat. Maybe almost a direct hit. And we're going to go to note C. Okay, we're going to skip if no hull damage. That's flooding, so there's no hull damage. So we can skip note C and then go to D for crew status. That means the crew might be injured or their readiness drops. Oh, okay, we rolled a 9. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we get a +1 DP, means damage point. I use a generic term for all of these. These are, each one is a DP, damage point. So we got a +1 crew. The crew is a little bit injured, a little bit shaken up, so their readiness drops. Okay, and that means if you do suffer a crew wound or readiness drop, then you basically it's kind of like they're wounded. So you're going to go ahead and lose 1 skill point, random skill point. Basically, it's simulating they're going to have to be hospitalized upon returning to base, and then maybe they're going to have to be replaced with a green crew members or whatever. So it's kind of like abstracted. But these are permanently lost. We're going to roll to see which skill that we lost, which point, 1 skill point. Let's see. Oh, we rolled a 6. That's a -1 medic skill point. That's not good. Okay. Maybe the, I don't know, the radio operator was wounded because he doubled as the doctor. Who knows? Okay, we suffered a little bit of damage there, actually. That's not good so early on. And, okay, that's the end for that. That was just the first hit. And so we got 2 more hits. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and roll again. We're going to roll through these notes real quickly. Okay, for hull damage, no hull damage, thank God. Okay, U-boat systems damage. 7, 1 systems damage point. We took 2 systems. 3 systems damage. Wow, that's not good. Okay, we're going to have to go down to flooding. No flooding. We skipped that because there's no hull damage. And we're going to go down to note D, crew status. Okay, 5, crew is safe. And that's it for that hit. Now there's 1 remaining hit. We go back again to note A for hull damage. Okay, we rolled a 9. So we did suffer 1 hull damage point. Okay, the hull has been compromised a little bit. Okay, and we're going to have to go ahead and roll for U-boat systems damage again. If we get 4 or 5 systems damage, the U-boat begins to sink 1 or 2 depth levels per combat round. Now that can be compensated for by releasing compressed air to maintain or actually even increase your depth, but you can quickly burn through your compressed air if you have a lot of flooding or systems damage. They both have the same effect. 4 or 5 flooding or 4 or 5 systems causes 1 or 2 depth level drops. Now they compound. If you have 2, for example, you have 4 systems and 5 flooding, that would be -3 or +3 depth level changes. Now, if you're at 7 and you drop down, you can't increase depth. You drop down below 7, the U-boat's crushed and everybody dies. So be careful. You can try to blow your tanks and maintain depth or increase depth. But like I said, you'll go through this very quickly, your compressed air. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we did suffer 1 hull damage, so that means we're going to have to, and then we suffer the systems. Now we're going to have to roll on C for flooding because we did suffer 1 hull damage point. So we're not doing flood damage control because this happened after we had the chance to do it. Like, for example, you have to follow the tables in the alphabetical numerical order. On table E6 is systems repair, recover, crew recovery, and E8 is our only chance to do flood damage control. We are over here on table E10. So we're going to have to wait 1 combat round before we can do flood damage control. That means the flooding also automatically increases by... Actually, it increases by 2. Okay. The water is increasing. Let me make a note. Like I said, this game is still going through play testing, so I may be making a few notes here and there while I'm demonstrating this. Let's see. But it is fully playable now, and it's playing quite well. Yeah. That's tough. Let's see. Okay, +1. Let's see, I'm going to have to do... Yeah, let's see. No flood damage control. Let me go back here. Just bear with me for a second, please. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Okay, actually, I'm gonna have to just do... You're gonna have to skip... Yeah, I'll just have to do it. I'll deal with this after the video. I don't want to spend any more time. So for now, we'll just skip that until the next combat round. Then you'll have to roll for flooding. I'll have to fix the notes. So we don't have to worry about it this combat round. Let's put this back here. Okay, and so basically now we're gonna have to go ahead and roll for the crew wounds. Okay, 3, no increase. Now the combat round is finished. We were silent running, but we were detected and hit. So now we're gonna go flip back to table E1 again, the next combat round. And this tells you how far you can descend or ascend. So we can descend a maximum of 1 depth level per combat round. You can ascend a maximum, like you blow your tanks. Per depth level, you're going to lose 1 compressed air unit. Now we're diving, we're descending, so we're not using compressed air. Only if you're ascending, you're going up, you're going to use compressed air. Okay, still recording. That's good. And so we're going to go ahead and dive. Of course, we're going to try to... The deeper we dive, the better chance we have of evasion and escaping. So we did that, and we do not have any flooding yet. But this next combat round, we will have to do flood damage control. Okay, we're going to go ahead and skip to table E4. U-boat silent running. Now we're going to have to decide whether we're going to do silent running or not, because if we do silent running, the flooding level will increase. Okay, it'll be a +1 increase per hull damage, automatically increase. The flooding will raise up. So, for example, we have 1 hull damage point, and that means that it would increase by 1. No, actually, that's not right. But it would increase by 1 no matter what. If you're not doing, like, for example, if you're doing silent running, that means the drain pump is off, and you're not doing any flood damage control, or you're not doing any repairing. So it automatically increases flooding. So we are going to, I don't know if we're going to do silent running or not. I think we have a lot of systems damage, so we're not going to do silent running. We're going to go ahead and try to do repairs. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to do repairing, yes. Flood damage control, yes. Silent running, no. Drain pump, on. So, for example, repairing makes noise. Flood damage control makes noise. And the drain pump makes noise. So it's going to have a +1 modifier for each of these for detection. We're probably going to be detected anyway, so I'm going to just go ahead and we're not going to do silent running. To do repairs is more important right now. So we're going to go ahead and take 1, oh yeah, the oxygen level drops by 1 each combat round. So now it's at 10. Now if the oxygen level reaches 0 and the crew status level reaches 5, they all die. So for example, it's at 1 now. Now if it's at 0, each combat round with no oxygen, the crew status drops by 1. And we can use these medical supplies to try to balance it out, like at least prevent it from dropping. But once you use them all up, it's going to start dropping again if you're not successful with these. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and go to table E6, and that's systems repairs. We are not doing silent running, we are doing repairs. So we're going to use 1 spare parts unit per combat round. We can do this. Now, whether it succeeds or fails, we lose this. So we're going to go ahead and use this now, put it here, and we're going to try to remove 1 systems damage point. Okay, we rolled yeah, so we have a 90% chance. So we were successful. We rolled a 4. So we removed 1 systems damage point, and we lost it. Even if you fail at the attempt, you still lose it. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to crew recovery, table E7. And we're going to have to use one of these medical supplies units to try to remove. We don't have to do that. It's only at 1, but I want to go ahead and do it now. I want to bring it back up to 0. So, okay, we're going to roll. We have a 90% chance. Okay, we succeeded because we have a 80% because we have a +4 modifier. So we succeeded. Okay, we're back up to status level 0 for the crew, which is really good. Okay, now we're doing a little bit better. Now, flood damage control. After roll whether to see we failed and the flooding increases, whether there's no change or whether the flooding decreases 1 level. So we have +5 damage control skill points. But the deeper you are, the more chance you fail and it increases. So we're at level 2, depth level 2, and no, we do, okay. And even if you have systems damage point, that's also -1 per DP damage point. So we have drain pump is on, So we have 1 whole damage point. That also counts. So -1. -2 for systems. That's a -3. And the crew damage, nothing. Good. No crew wounds. -3. Depth level. -2. Depth, or 2, so it's a -5. But we have 5 flood damage control skill points, so it's 0 modifiers. We have about a 30% chance success rate. We rolled a 6. No flooding level change. It remains the same. So at least it didn't increase, but it didn't decrease either. So it stayed at 0, which is good. I mean, you can't, it's already at 0, so you can't reduce it below 0. But, if it was like at 3, it would have stayed at 3. But luckily, we prevented any flooding from coming in. We quickly pumped it out. So that's good. Okay, that's done. And now we got to go back and roll for detection again. E9. Okay, we rolled a 7. And no silent running. And we did repairs. That's a +1. Flood damage control, +1. The drain pump is on, +1. That's a +3. And yeah, I mean, we're automatically detected. He's going to drop his depth charges again on table E10. Okay, we rolled a 17. And we are at U-boat depth level 2. So that's a 15. And we have 5 command, 14 command skill points. We have 2 systems, unfortunately, so that's a +2. Okay, a 16. And 18. Oh, 3 hits again. Wow, he's really pounding us because he's an elite destroyer crew. He maybe has a lot of experience sinking U-boats. Who knows? So we got 3 hits again. This is kind of off to a bad start in the very first patrols. So we're going to go ahead and roll through these notes again 3 times. So whole damage, 2, nothing. Okay, systems damage. We have 1 systems damage, unfortunately. And we have to go down to note C for flooding. Increase, no, nothing. And okay, you know what? I'm going to make a change here. Just 1 second, please. Hold on. I'm going to just mark out this entire notes section. It just doesn't work for that. It's a redundant die roll. So, okay, that's all part of playtesting. Really doesn't work well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and skip down to D10. Roll a 1d10 on note D for crew wounds. Okay, no crew wounds. And that's the first hit. Second hit, we go back to note A for hull damage. No hull damage. Note B, we rolled a 4. No systems damage. And for crew status, we rolled an 8. Okay, we got a +1. Crew is wounded again. And we're going to go ahead and roll to see which skill we lost 1 skill point. Medic again. Okay. Well, no, we're down to 3 medic skill points. Now remember, each skill point you can increase to a maximum of 5 between patrols, but each skill point requires 1 bonus point. And 1 bonus point costs, you earn 1 bonus point by sinking 5,000 per 5,000 tons of shipping that patrol. So we're going to have to sink 10,000 tons just to bring this back up to skill level 5 for the medic. It's tough. Okay, and that's it. Now one more hit. We had 3 hits. Okay, hull damage, nothing, thankfully. And we're going to roll for U-boat systems damage, nothing. And for crew status, nothing. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to go back to E1 again, and we're going to do another. We're going deeper. Now, so we're going to go to E4 for silent running. I'm going to go ahead and do silent running. And okay. And it's going to increase automatically the flooding. But that's okay. We're going to try to shake him, this escort. Okay, we're not going to do repairs. We are going to go ahead and try to bring our crew back up to status level 0. Okay, the oxygen drops. Table E5, the oxygen drops by 1. Again, of course. Okay, we're going to go to E7. We're not doing repairs, so we skip E6. E7, crew recovery. We're going to use another one of these. Okay, roll a 5, and that worked. Successful, so we removed that. Now we're back up to status level 0 again, which is good. And we're going to skip E8 because we're doing silent running, so automatically increases 1 flood damage. Flood level DP. Because we are letting it increase. The pump is turned off. The drain pump's turned off. We're being quiet. We're not trying to stop the flooding. We're trying to stay as silent as possible while we're doing the silent running. Maybe we can lose the escort. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to U-boat detection again. Okay, we rolled a 1. So we were able to lose contact. That's an automatic undetected result if it's an unmodified one. So good. We had a 10% chance. So we shook them. Okay, the encounter ends. Now, if we try to reacquire contact with the same convoy later, we only have 1 chance to do so. And you're going to have to re-roll again for the 4 ship types and then the escort type, because there's a whole bunch of ships in the convoy. Okay. Now we are not out of the woods yet because the enemy encounter is over with, but we are still have flooding. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and blow tanks completely. We'll automatically surface, but we're going to use, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We're going to use 3 compressed air. And we do have flooding. So to overcome this minus, actually no, it's only for 4 or 5. So no problem. We do 3 compressed air, and we can automatically surface in 1 round or 1 combat round. And so we automatically surfaced. And when you surface, you reset your compressed air and your oxygen. Now, remember, if your compressed air reaches 0 and you're submerged, you're dead. Your submarine, your U-boat cannot decrease depth anymore, and you're ascend, and you're dead. The crew dies. It just sinks to the bottom. So that's finished, and I think we're going to. Okay, we can erase these. These two are sunk, and these two are gone. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and roll to try to reacquire. First, we're going to go ahead and try to take care of our... we got hull damage. Yeah, it's very risky. Once you get hull damage, it's very, very... It puts the U-boat in a lot of danger. It's high risk because of the risk of flooding. But we did surface, so you automatically reload your torpedoes. You can choose the G7A or G7E. And then the stern torpedoes are just the one reserve. And we're going to go ahead and... when you're surfaced, you don't have to roll for... whether flooding increases or not. But if it hits 5, you abandon ship and the U-boat sinks. And if you're submerged, you're dead. You sink automatically. So we surfaced. It's going to go to 0. And automatically, you only roll for flood damage control during combat. And when you're submerged. So we do still have 3 systems damage. We're going to go ahead and roll for repairs. Now, we're going to go ahead and use 3 of these. Okay, 4 and a 10, successful, and 5 successful. Okay, we just removed all of the systems damage. We did 4 repairs. And remember, the only thing you cannot repair is the hull damage. So if you have enough spare parts, you can keep repairing systems damage up to 5 times. After that, you can't, because you're limited to 5 spare parts. The same goes with the medical supplies for the crew. Okay, that's it. And we're not going to... we're not going to... Yeah, we'll go ahead and see if we can locate the convoy again. Okay, we have to roll, and we're going to use the same weather. It's good weather. But we rolled a 1, so we were unable to locate the convoy. So that's that. It's finished. And we're going to go ahead and go into the next travel zone. Patrol zone. Random event. Nothing. Okay, no surface ship. No convoy. No enemy escort, and then no convoy. So that's that. That ends. We go to the next patrol zone. Random event, nothing. Okay, on table... Let's see here. B8. Oh, wrong table. Table B3. Enemy aircraft encounter, nothing. And B4... Enemy escort encounter, nothing. And B5, enemy convoy encounter. Okay, there's an enemy convoy. We're going to just see what kind of convoy it is. Okay, let's see. Oh, a 20. 1 damaged ship, no escort. Wow, okay, we can't pass up that opportunity. We can hit him on the surface. We're going to have to go down to note BC. Okay, we're going to see what type of damaged ship it is. Maybe it got separated from the... Okay, we rolled a 20. Wow. Okay, it's a tanker. I'm going to roll 1d10. A 4. Excuse me. Okay, it's a small tanker, unfortunately, but that's okay. He is damaged. Now we're going to see what kind of damage he has. So we're going to go ahead and put a small tanker. Maybe got separated, storm damage, maybe attacked by a wolf pack. Who knows? But he lost his escort, so he's out there floating around damaged by himself. So we're going to go ahead and go to, let's see, he's damaged, so BCHI. Okay, we're going to have to roll for flooding and hull damage. Flooding and systems. So we rolled a 5 for... a 5 for systems and an 8 for flooding. Actually, that's 8 for flooding. So we're going to go ahead and mark it down here. I'm going to erase these. One small tanker. Okay, we had 8 systems. And then 5 flooding. Now we're going to see what kind of tons he has. Let's see here. Small ship. 1d12. Okay, we rolled a 4. 2,000 tons. Okay, he's a small tanker, 2,000 tons. That's okay. It's better than nothing. But he's already damaged. We're gonna use our deck gun on him, and yeah. Did I roll for weather? Maybe I forgot to roll for weather. I think I did roll for weather. Actually, yeah. Okay, it was good weather. That's right. Okay, with a high pressure system, and we're gonna go ahead and roll for his skill. Okay, he's at green. Let's see here. Green skill level, small tanker. Okay, he's 2,000 tons. And we're going to go ahead and use our deck gun. We always attack at close range on the surface. And the water depth is deep, and it's we're going to attack during the day. Because if you attack at night, there's a -2 modifier, so we're not going to do that. We're going to attack during the day at close range. Of course, close range. So each combat round, we're going to put the deck gun ammo counter, and we're going to, we could use our torpedoes. I think if we don't hit him the first combat round with a deck gun, we're going to probably use a torpedo on him just to finish him off. I don't want to hang around too long because, the air patrols might spot us, or a surface escort might come and attack us. So each combat round you have to roll for that when you're doing a single ship attack. So we're going to go ahead and roll our deck gun. Okay, we rolled a 9. And he has 5 ship damage, so +2. Okay, that's automatically hit. So we're going to cause either 1 or 2... Oh, we rolled a 10, 2 damage points. So that means he's now disabled. He has maximum systems damage. We have our ship disabled counter, so we'll go ahead and put that next to him. He's dead in the water now. And he does have some flooding, about 50% flooding. So we're going to go ahead and roll to see if any aircraft or enemy ships show up. No, they didn't. So we're going to go ahead and back to table C. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of, maybe one torpedo. One torpedo should finish him off. We'll go ahead and do that. I want to get out of here and get back to base. So we're going to go ahead and this is gone. We'll go ahead and use a G. Nah, yeah, we use a G7A steam. Okay, we're going to launch the torpedo. Okay, that's an 8. And we're close range. You build a system. Okay, no damage. TDC +5. Okay, that's an automatic hit. We're going to see if it detonates or not. Yes. Okay, critical. Okay, he's finished. Yeah, okay. 17 and a 2. Okay, he's gone. Boom. He just exploded and sank. Okay. We just got ourselves another ship. Okay, we're going to write it down on our... okay, he was 2,000 tons, small tanker. Wow, we had 3... we hit 3 tankers this 3 small tankers this patrol, which is amazing. You don't encounter tankers all the time, so they're not that common, you know, to get into the firing position. And he's 2,000 tons. Okay, this is a pretty good patrol. We're going to go ahead and roll to see if anything showed up. We have to roll one more time. Okay, nothing, no ships or aircraft, enemy ships. So that's finished. We're going to reload one more torpedo here. Oh, we can't do that. That's stern, so that's okay. Okay, so that's finished. The zone is finished. We go into the next zone. We're going to roll random event. Nothing. We're going to roll for aircraft. Nothing. Enemy escort. Nothing. And no North Atlantic enemy convoy encounter. So that ends. Keep forgetting to roll for the weather. Okay, the weather was good. Still good weather. So we go into the next one, the transit. We roll for random event. Nothing. Weather. Good weather again. Usually the weather's not this good. It's North Atlantic, so. Okay, we are in a transit zone now. So we rolled enemy aircraft encounter, nothing. And enemy surface escort, 7, nothing. Okay, that's that. Now we're in the Bay of Biscay. Random event, nothing. Weather is good again. It gets much worse during the winter time, the weather. Okay, we rolled a 7. No enemy aircraft encounter. Let's see, wait, a 7. Okay, 1940s -2, 5. Bay of Biscay +1 is a 6. No. Okay, and then no enemy escort encounter. We do not roll for regular convoy encounter in the transit or Bay of Biscay. So we go again, and we're back at base. We returned. Okay, that was a pretty good patrol. We did suffer some damage, but we did all right. Okay, we go ahead and go to table G, return to base, and we're going to calculate our victory points. Well, those aren't victory points, but it's bonus points awarded. And we sank, how much did we sink? We sank 8,500. Okay, so we get 1 bonus point. And what are we going to spend it on? Let's see. Well, let's just put it in reserve for right now. Okay, as far as damage goes, we only have 1 whole damage point. So for refit times, we yeah, we're gonna have an extra 1 month refit time because of the hull damage. They're gonna have to repair it, so it's gonna be a 2 month refit time. So our next patrol date will be 2 months, 1-2. So January 1941. Okay, and of course it's North Atlantic. All right, that was a decent patrol. 8,500. And we have, let's see, 16, so 26,000 now total. That's pretty good. $27,000 total tonnage now. Pretty good. You know, we've completed 3 patrols, and we've sunk 27,000 tons of shipping. Not bad, not great, but not too bad. Okay, okay, that's all for today. I'm going to end the video here. It ran a little bit longer than I was hoping, but I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. And this game is still undergoing playtesting, so it will be probably at least a few more weeks or so until it is available on Wargame Vault as a print and play. So thank you for watching, and you'll notice that the table footprint is quite small. Everything is A4 size, the mats, and this is the entire table footprint size. So it's not that large. You can do it on a medium-sized table, and the setup and breakdown times are very quick, so nothing too doesn't take too long to set it up. So I'm hoping in the future to release a North Sea expansion with warships and cruisers and battleships and British battleships and stuff, and also the Type 9 U-boat. I want to add an expansion for that. So those will be the 2 patrol areas that the game will cover. In the future, who knows, I might be able to do other patrol areas, but for now, those are my plans. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time.